Welcome to Le Podcast de Philippe. Today, we're diving deep into something pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Ultra-fast internet beamed by lasers.
Lasers.
Yeah, you heard that right, lasers. We'll be looking at Google's Taara project,
Okay.
which is using this technology to deliver internet speeds
Wow.
that rival fiber optic cables
Without.
without any wires. We're going to uncover how it works,
Okay.
where it's being used, and how it could connect everyone and everything.
Interesting.
You know, those remote villages to busy cities and maybe
Yeah.
even your self-driving car someday.
Oh.
Oh, and before I forget,
Yeah.
if you like what you hear, please help us hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today.
So
It would really help us out.
this is pretty wild, using light to transmit data.
It is. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
Yeah, it does. And that's what Google's doing with Taara.
So how does this laser internet work?
It uses something called Free-Space Optical Communication, or FSOC.
FSOC.
Yeah, basically sending data through invisible light beams.
So like a really, really advanced TV remote.
Kind of, but
Yeah.
instead of changing channels, we're sending tons of data.
I see.
Yeah.
So are we talking about like massive lasers shooting across the sky?
Not quite. Initially, Google used these big devices called light bridges to transmit the beams.
I see.
They were like refrigerator size,
Right.
but then they shrunk that tech down to a tiny chip,
Really?
about the size of a fingernail.
That's incredible. Shrinking it down that much, does that affect its power at all?
There are some compromises, of course. The current Taara chip is being tested for shorter distances,
Okay.
like around 1 kilometer, and it's reaching speeds of 10 gigabits per second.
10 gigabits per second.
Yeah.
To put that into perspective, that's enough to download like a whole HD movie
Oh, wow.
in just a few seconds.
That's still super fast.
Yeah.
But how do they make sure the lasers hit their target over these distances?
Especially with like wind birds maybe getting in the way.
That's where it gets really clever. These devices, the light bridge and the chip, use a system of mirrors
Okay.
and sensors and some seriously precise software. They're always adjusting,
I see.
realigning the laser beams to make up for any disruptions.
Wow. So it's like a tiny invisible laser pointer that never misses.
Exactly. It ensures that stable connection.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So where is this tech actually being used? Is it just a cool concept or is it actually making a difference somewhere?
Oh, it's already having a real impact. For example, when an undersea cable was damaged in the Caribbean,
Oh, wow.
Taara was used as a temporary fix.
Really?
It showed how quickly it can restore connectivity in emergencies.
That's impressive.
Mhm.
So it's not just about connecting remote areas, it's also a valuable tool for disaster relief.
Exactly.
That's really cool. Where else is it being used?
Well, in India, Taara is being used to fill in connectivity gaps in cities
Okay.
while they wait for 5G infrastructure to be set up.
Interesting.
Shows how adaptable it is to different needs and environments.
It's not just for rural areas then. It can be essential in densely populated cities too.
Exactly. And one of the most impressive uses has been in Africa,
Okay.
connecting Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo to Brazzaville in the Republic of Congo.
Interesting.
This link goes across the Congo River.
Okay.
It's about 5 kilometers.
Kilometers.
Yeah. And it's a tough area where laying traditional cables would be really difficult and expensive.
So they're shooting lasers across a river. That's incredible. How much data were they able to send?
It successfully transmitted 700 terabytes of data.
700 terabytes.
Yeah. And what's even more impressive is that it had 99.99% availability.
Wow.
So it's really reliable even in challenging conditions.
That level of reliability is amazing, especially for wireless technology.
Right. It's pretty remarkable.
So we've seen Taara being used in some incredible ways, but how does it compare to fiber optic cables, cost-wise?
That's one of the biggest advantages. Laying fiber optic cables can be super expensive.
Right, especially in difficult terrain.
Exactly. Especially in those tricky spots or across water.
Right.
Taara offers a much more affordable solution because you don't need all that physical infrastructure.
That makes sense. Avoiding those pricey cables would save a lot of money.
It really does.
But what about the amount of data it can handle? How does its bandwidth compare to traditional radio waves?
That's another big plus. Light has a way bigger bandwidth capacity than radio waves, which are getting pretty crowded these days.
So not only is it a cost-effective alternative, but it also opens up a whole new world of data capacity.
Exactly. It's pretty exciting.
It is. But let's be real, no technology is perfect. What are some limitations of Taara?
You're right, there are some drawbacks. One of the main ones is that it's sensitive to weather.
Oh, I see.
Things like fog or heavy rain can disrupt the laser beams.
So even this advanced technology can't escape Mother Nature.
It's true. And another limitation is that it needs a clear line of sight between those transmission points.
I see.
So buildings, trees, even birds could interrupt the signal.
So a flock of birds might not take down the internet.
Right.
But they could mess with your Netflix stream for a bit.
Exactly. But considering everything, the potential of Taara is really groundbreaking.
I agree. It really is.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
This is where things get really interesting. I've heard Taara could revolutionize how self-driving cars communicate.
It's true. The speed and reliability of Taara make it perfect for that kind of high bandwidth, low latency communication that self-driving cars need to operate safely and smoothly.
Imagine cars talking to each other instantly.
Yeah.
Sharing data about road conditions, traffic hazards.
It could make things so much safer and more efficient.
It could change everything. And what other applications are on the horizon for this technology?
Well, if we think bigger, the idea of replacing all those overcrowded radio waves with light-based communication is huge.
Wow.
Imagine our phones, our smart devices, even entire cities connected through a network of invisible laser beams.
That's mind-blowing. The possibilities are endless.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. But before we get carried away dreaming about laser-powered smart cities, I have a practical concern.
Yeah.
How secure is this technology? If data is flying through the air, could someone intercept those beams and steal information?
Security is definitely a huge concern with any communication technology.
Of course.
And Taara is no different. But the way it works actually gives it some built-in security advantages.
Okay.
First, the lasers are incredibly narrow and focused.
I see.
They're not like radio waves that spread out everywhere.
Right.
To intercept a laser beam, you'd have to be right in its path.
Yeah.
Which makes eavesdropping much harder.
So no one's just going to sit in a van and easily steal data from these laser beams?
Not that easily. Plus, the data transmitted by Taara is also encrypted.
Okay.
So even if someone did manage to intercept it, they couldn't understand it without the encryption key.
That's good to know. Encryption adds an extra layer of protection.
Exactly.
And the line of sight requirement seems like a security feature too. Well, if someone wanted to mess with the equipment or intercept the signal they'd need to physically get to the transmission points.
Whoa, I see.
Right.
Yeah, that makes them much easier to catch.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. That clear line of sight acts as a deterrent and a security measure.
It makes it way harder for someone to install a listening device or tamper with anything without being noticed.
It does.
So while no technology is perfect, it seems like Google has made security a top priority with Taara.
They have. They've built in several features that make it inherently more secure than other wireless options.
It's important for people to understand that, especially as we move toward a world that relies so heavily on secure and dependable connectivity.
Absolutely. Security and privacy are paramount as we keep innovating and finding new ways to connect and share information.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Speaking of sharing information, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Google Taara, please hit that subscribe button.
It really helps.
It really does. Now, I want to shift gears a bit and talk about the bigger picture. We've discussed the applications, the security features.
Right.
But what are the wider implications of this technology? How could it change the world as we know it?
Taara represents a real shift in how we think about being connected.
Okay.
It could close the digital divide, connect remote communities, and give people access to information and opportunities that they couldn't reach before.
It could change lives.
Imagine a world where you live doesn't limit your education, healthcare, or economic development.
It's a powerful vision.
Right.
And it's not just about connecting people in far-off places.
Right.
Taara could also transform cities.
Absolutely. Making them smarter, more connected, optimizing everything from traffic to energy use.
For efficiency and sustainability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with its potential in self-driving cars, Taara could reshape transportation, making it safer, more efficient, and accessible for everyone.
The possibilities are truly exciting. It's incredible to think about the impact this technology could have on so many parts of our lives.
It really is.
It reminds us that innovation isn't just about creating cool gadgets.
Right.
It's about solving real-world problems and making life better for everyone.
It's about making a difference.
Absolutely. Taara is a testament to human ingenuity and our drive to keep moving forward.
It really is. It shows what we can accomplish when we put our minds to it.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive into Google Taara, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
We've seen the incredible potential of this technology.
We have.
But it also brings up important questions about access equity.
Right.
And using such powerful tools responsibly.
It's a big responsibility.
So here's something to think about.
Yeah.
As we enter this new era of laser-powered internet, how can we make sure the benefits are shared fairly and that it's used to create a more just and sustainable world for everyone?
That's the key question. It's something we need to consider carefully as we shape the future of connectivity.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
It really is. And it's a conversation we need to keep having.
Absolutely.
As we move forward with these incredible advancements.
It's an exciting time, but we need to be mindful of the impact.
Exactly. We need to ensure that this technology serves humanity.
And not the other way around.
Very well said. And with that thought-provoking note, I think we'll wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
We've covered a lot of ground today exploring the intricacies of Google Taara.
It's been a fascinating discussion.
It has. But I believe we have much more to uncover.
Sure.
And we'll do just that in our next installment.
I'm looking forward to it.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into Google Taara.
Where we'll delve even deeper into its potential and implications.
Exactly. Until then, keep those lasers beaming and your minds open to the possibilities.
That's the spirit. That's a crucial question. It's essential to think about the societal impact of any powerful technology.
Absolutely. We need to make sure everyone benefits and that it's used responsibly. But there's no doubt, Taara is a game changer in how we think about connectivity.
It really is.
We've talked about how it works.
Right.
The real world uses.
Yeah.
And its potential to connect those who are currently offline.
It's a powerful tool.
It is. It's a testament to human innovation.
And our ability to solve problems with creativity and perseverance.
Well said. Speaking of problem solving, we're still aiming for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today.
Oh, yeah.
If you're liking this deep dive into Google Taara, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out.
Every little bit counts.
It really does. Now let's switch gears and talk about the broader implications of this technology.
Okay.
We've explored the technical aspects, the applications, even the security features.
Right.
But how could it change the world as we know it?
Taara has the potential to bridge the digital divide, connect remote communities, and empower people with access to information and opportunities they never had before.
It could transform lives.
Imagine a world where your location doesn't limit your access to education, healthcare, or economic advancement.
It's a powerful vision. And it's not just about connecting people in remote areas.
Right.
As we discussed, Taara could also revolutionize urban environments.
It could create smarter, more connected cities where everything is optimized for efficiency and sustainability.
From traffic flow to energy consumption.
Exactly. And with its potential for self-driving car communication, Taara could play a key role in shaping the future of transportation, making it safer, more efficient, and accessible.
It's amazing to think about the ripple effects this technology could have.
It really is.
It reminds us that innovation isn't just about fancy gadgets. It's about solving problems and improving people's lives.
It's about making a positive impact.
Exactly. Taara is a testament to human ingenuity and our constant pursuit of progress.
Couldn't agree more. It shows what we can do when we set our minds to something.
Well said. And to wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
Okay.
We've seen Taara's amazing potential.
We have.
But it also raises questions about access equity and the responsible use of such powerful tools.
It's a big responsibility.
So as we move into this new era of laser-powered internet, how can we ensure its benefits are shared fairly?
That's the crucial question.
And that it's used to create a more just and sustainable world for everyone. This deserves careful consideration as we shape the future of connectivity.
Absolutely. It's a conversation we need to continue having as we embrace these technological advancements.
We need to make sure technology serves us.
And not the other way around.
Well said. And on that note, we'll conclude this part of our deep dive into Google Taara.
It's been fascinating.
It has. But there's still so much more to explore.
I can't wait.
And we'll do just that in our next installment.
I'm looking forward to it.
So stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive into Google Taara, where we'll go even deeper into its potential and implications.
It's going to be good.
Until then, keep those lasers beaming and your minds open to the possibilities.
That's what it's all about. It's about making sure this incredible technology benefits all of humanity and is used ethically.
Exactly. And with that in mind, let's recap what we've learned about Google Taara. It's a revolutionary technology.
It really is.
That uses lasers to transmit data wirelessly.
At blazing fast speeds.
We talked about its potential to connect remote communities.
Bridge the digital divide.
Even transform transportation with self-driving cars.
The possibilities are truly remarkable.
They are. And let's not forget the potential cost savings compared to laying traditional fiber optic cables.
Especially in challenging terrains.
Exactly. Taara is a shining example of how innovation can address real-world problems.
It's a game changer.
It is. But as we embrace these advancements, we must also consider the ethical implications.
Absolutely. We need to ensure equitable access and responsible use.
Couldn't agree more. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind everyone about our mission to reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers today. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Google Taara, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us keep creating this content.
Every subscriber counts.
It really does. So to sum it all up, Google Taara is a groundbreaking technology with the potential to reshape connectivity as we know it.
It's a glimpse into the future.
It is. A future where high-speed internet access is no longer limited by geography.
A future where laser beams connect the world.
That's an exciting thought. And on that note, I want to thank you for joining us on Listen Podcast to Philip.
Hey.
It's been a pleasure exploring the fascinating world of Google Taara with you.
The pleasure was all mine.
And a special thanks to our amazing guest for sharing their insights.
You're very welcome. It's been a great conversation.
It has. Until next time, keep those lasers beaming and your minds open to the possibilities.
That's the spirit. Stay curious.